I have been interested lately, because this trend of video is growing and growing, and I was interested in researching ways for advisors to create their own videos. And that's because, just yesterday, a new, one of the performance reporting systems came out with a new product that allows advisors to provide video commentary with their performance reports. Orion is doing it, and they're to be lauded for doing this. It's really great. They're the first ones that have done that, Orion Advisor Services. There was one of the dogs. And it really is a great idea to make it easy for advisors to create videos along with their performance reports, to embed them in there. But I think, especially with performance, quite frankly, that clients want to hear from the advisor directly, especially about performance. They don't want to have a spokesperson or an analyst speaking to them. They went to an independent advisor and picked somebody that they wanted to have a relationship with. And so, and I think Brian has done some, in his research, came across an interesting observation, and that is that actually using outside spokespeople is frowned upon and actually can hurt your videos, because people, they want to hear directly from you, from their financial advisor, not from some actor. So all of these, in many ways, the slickest videos and most expensive videos may work against you. So I began playing with creating my own video studio. And I figured I'd really do it on the cheap, and I went out and I bought work lights from Home Depot for $25. And you know something? It comes with a stand, and you could do that just fine. But what we did was I spoke with a friend who's a videographer, and she helped me actually build a video studio, and we did it, and I'm going to share the results. And it's not as cheap as my Home Depot one, but it's just so easy to do that it makes it, for most financial advisors, spending $750 in total on this, it just makes it worthwhile. So the first thing you need is a support system like this. So this support system is actually, they come with these kits with green screen kits very often. And green screen kits are, they would hold a backdrop over here on this support system, and it might be all green. And then you're able to filter out that background and replace it in post-production using video software. We're not going to do any of that because that's too complicated. So what we're interested in, though, is just the support system, because we want it to hold the backdrop. So the support system is $150. You can even find it for less. So you're looking at a support system for $150. And then you can add lights. And you can get the lights and the support. Actually, this is a package, and if you I actually posted these links on a blog that I'll give you the I'll show you the URL for in just a minute here. But you could get these lights and the supports for $600. You could get the light system for just $500, and that's a really good one, quite honestly. You may not even have to spend that much. You could probably spend $250, and that'll be okay too. But if you want to get something that's, fairly nice, you could get a kit like this. It comes with your cabling. It comes with the accessories. So it comes with the clamps that you need. You see those clamps on the side of the support that hold your green screen in place. So, and you get the green screen in case you later really do want to use what's called chroma key. So this is a great little kit, and they give you a tutorial. So, and it's 3-point lighting. You get a 3-point lighting system, and that's really the professional. You could do even more lighting, and it'll probably even look better, perhaps. But this is about all you need, and I'll show you the quality that you get, because you get real good quality with this. And the problem is it's going to take up some room in your office, so you really need a dedicated room, because I think that where you want to go is being able to, God forbid we have a market break, something happens, you want to be able to march into your studio that day, have it set up, and be ready to go. And, do one take. It's a 1-minute video or a 2-minute video, maybe 3 minutes tops, updating somebody maybe once a week you want to do it, or in case of an emergency, like I say. And this is what this studio is for. Now, for the backdrop, what I show here is this picture. This woman it's a full body shot. It's a standing shot. And you could create a backdrop that does this, and you could buy, it's called a paper roll, and the link to the backdrops is in the slides and in the webinar, in the blog post that I wrote at Advisor Blog Central. And the reason that you have that backdrop where it's on the floor and it's curved at the floor is because it creates an effect if you do a full body shot that is, especially with a white background, it looks like you're in this like endless room, and it's just gorgeous, that effect. And that white background is really popular on the web right now. And I wanted to recreate that. And so we got the support system, and instead of using the green background, because we weren't going to do any fancy, filtering out of the background to substitute in something and create a special effect. We weren't going to do all that. So I just wanted a plain white background because I thought that looked really clean and fresh. And so we bought a blanket from Bed Bath & Beyond for $30, and that became our white background. And that works just fine. Now the camera, and we're going to show you that we posted both a really expensive camera and an inexpensive camera. So we posted samples so you could see the difference. And there is a difference. But we used a $65 Vado camcorder that you could buy on Amazon. Like I said, $65. That's what I purchased and I used for my videos. And then our friend, the professional videographer, was using an $8,000 camera, and we simultaneously recorded a 2-minute, 3-minute video that I did. And and you could see the results. And this is the lighting system. This is the 3-point lighting system. Nothing fancy. This is what basically it looks like. There's a lot of information on the web about doing this. This really gives you the basics. It's really pretty simple. And we posted the video that we created about how to create videos. It's posted on my blog. And it took us 2 hours to set it up, set up the whole studio. It's great for doing these 1-minute videos. What you could see here, and you can even see it in the still. I'm sharing that with you. Let me see if I can make it larger. But you could see that the video on the top was with the Vado $65 camcorder. And the one on the bottom over here was with the $8,000 camcorder. And it does look better. It's brighter. And also, since the one on the top, the Vado was sitting below the other, the more expensive camcorder, the angle is not quite as nice, especially with, as my wife says, I have no chin. So the results are, I think, it's spectacular. For 2 hours of work, you can create nearly professional-looking videos. It's very easy, and I think this is where you want to go. If you are creating a marketing video where you have one chance to make a great first impression, then you may want to bring in a professional videography company. I think that rather than doing it in a studio and getting all of that, you want to do it in your own office and get some of your staffers in on the video as well then. And And you don't want to have actors. That's what I believe. You want to have your people. You want to do it yourself, unless you really have a fear and you're terrible at this. But make the video yourself, and you don't have to bring in the pro. But you'll get all the benefits with a $500, $750 video studio of being able to go in and make videos constantly to really help with your search engine rankings, to be able to post in a crisis. And I really believe that in order to succeed at SEO, a financial advisory firm has to be involved himself in creating the content. You can't do it all on your own. You need some help with creating additional content, I think. But if you're going to want to create videos and optimize, you also want to be able to post your own videos. And that's why the advisors that I think are really sharp and get on top of this while there's still an opportunity, because right now I think the opportunity is great if you are proactive. But the advisors that take the bull by the horns and do it now, I think they'll be out ahead of the game, because there's just not that much use of video right now by advisors. Question from Hayes on using a mic or audio pickup on the camera. We did not, and I think on the camcorder that we used, it was a little bit low, the audio, but it's not bad, and I don't think you need a mic. I think you may just want to be aware of the audio level. On the professional camcorder, you could adjust the audio level, and on the camcorder, you can't really. As I recall, there is no specific audio level adjustment that you can boost the mic up. But keep in mind, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I know the audience that I'm dealing with, and that's why I went to Home Depot at first to buy the lighting, quite frankly, because I even was thinking about using tinfoil as a diffuser, and then my friend, the videographer, she said to me, "Look, Andy, for $500 you get a great lighting kit. Why tell them to do this for $35 when for a few $100s they can really make it look much better and have it there permanently, and it'll look better." So putting together a reflector and diffuser to get you the proper lighting, and lighting is critical. I think you want to get the right equipment, but But I'm trying not to use microphones and all kinds of other gadgets that you could probably add onto it. What are the compliance requirements for archiving? And yeah, if you're an RIA, for example, and reps, BDs have their own slightly different requirements, but basically your website is advertising. And so just as in your office you would have to have, in case of an SEC audit, all of your advertising materials, you want to have a copy of everything that you've posted on your website available in case of an audit. So these are advertising materials. And then, for instance, with broker-dealers, I don't know if this question was asked by somebody who's a registered rep, but broker-dealers want to be able to archive the sites and keep those archives, and we make automatic archives whenever a site changes that are provided to the broker-dealers. They can get a copy of them. And so, yeah, so those are the compliance requirements on archiving that I was referring to. How do you get over the initial discomfort of seeing yourself on videos? That is a great question, Colleen, and I'll be honest with you. For me, you just kind of look past it. I know that I'm going to be dorky a little bit, and I'm never going to be pleased with the way I sound, and I'll say something that's not quite right, but you just got to get over it and plow ahead. That's how I feel. I mean, you want to be proficient, but you're not going to be a professional. I mean, that's not what you do. You're not an actor. So do the best you can and be yourself. Read a book, I mean, there's plenty of materials on the web about public speaking. That's really what you're talking about here. So, you know, try to smile and try not to say too much, which I get, you know, I know that I have a problem with that sometimes. And script out what you're going to say. Think about it. You know, spend, like before I made this video that we posted to my blog, I spent about 15 minutes just writing down the points that I wanted to make. Let's just look at some of the other questions. With our compliance department, I know that we aren't allowed to have commenting. What do you suggest for this? Yeah, I think that the BDs are slowly going to be changing up on this as far as commenting, but not yet. We have a blog platform that we could provide advisors that actually does allow broker-dealers to approve comments. Now, if you're going to post to YouTube and people are going to comment on your videos, I don't know that you're going to have too much. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on the broker-dealer, because you do have moderation control, and you know they may entrust you to take care of that. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for you on, you know, doing it on, say, you know, a third-party site like YouTube. How was the audio output from the $65 camcorder? Did you hear a difference? Not really. The audio was not all that much different, and I think partially it was that we could have set the audio level a little bit higher on the professional camcorder, and I think then you would have had probably better audio coming from that. But you know, listen to the video that's on our website. That's at gluck.advisorblogcentral.com, or Advisor Blog Central. You should be able to find it from there. What you're recommending seems to work for a talking head type video. What do you recommend if you want to share an explanation using a PowerPoint or other informational slides? Great question, Vern. The program that I use is called Camtasia, and so that's one option, is to use Camtasia Studio. It costs about $300, I think, and that is really a professional presentation editing video application. So it's for capturing presentations and then posting them to the web. But another option, quite honestly, is simply to use one of these applications like GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar and record your presentation, record your webinar, and go through your slides, and you'll capture it that way. And you could use, but Camtasia is good if you want to edit. So if you really want to get fancy, to learn Camtasia probably takes about, for somebody who's good with technology, it took me a day to really play with it and get into it. And but you know, I'm kind of nerdy, so but people like that, I think if you spend a few hours on Camtasia, they have great tutorials, and that's the best application that I know of for doing what you're asking about on the PowerPoints. Hayes is asking another question about a teleprompter. How about a reasonably priced teleprompter? You know, yesterday I asked the videographer if she wanted me to script out what I was going to say and use a teleprompter, and she said no. She said, look, because you could actually just Google the word teleprompter, and my guess is you're going to come to applications that turn any computer monitor into a teleprompter. So, but she said to me, look, you wind up looking at the teleprompter, sounding like you're reading. Just write your keywords down, know what you want to say, you know, and do it that way. And that's you know, that's what I did to make this this first video that we made in the studio. So I don't know that you need a teleprompter. I think you just need notes in front of you with what you want to say. Another teleprompter question. Have you looked into customizing a backdrop with your firm name and logo? Any idea of the cost? Yeah, the site that I reference in the slides, and there are a million of these. There are lots of different backdrops, and in fact, you know, you could put your logo on one, but another thing that you could do is simply have an LCD screen behind you in a video, and you can have the LCD screen, and that can have your logo on it, or it can have other points while you're talking. And so, you know, one of the things that you can also do in post-production is, especially if you use the white background like what I showed, is you can insert actually little bullet points, and that's what, you know, you might want to use a green screen for. You might, but if you just got that white plain backdrop, you don't even need to use a green screen. My understanding is that you're able to just kind of overlay bullet points using simple graphics software. But again, I think that for advisors, what they want to do, quick and dirty, don't make it complicated, keep it inexpensive. If you want to do the fancier stuff, bring in a videographer. It's going to cost you a couple $1,000s. You know, you might be able to find somebody that will teach you how to do these things and not just do them for you. That's optimal, because they're not that hard, especially if you've got somebody on your staff that enjoys doing this kind of work. So consider that. But the videographers, I mean, they need the work, quite honestly, because doing this stuff has gotten so easy, doing the things that I'm showing you, that it's just really decimated that industry.